Hey guys, it's Brian and welcome back to the Arrowhead Garage. Today we're working on the Pontiac G6 GT convertible. We're gonna need new rear brakes. So went down to CarQuest. Thank you, Wayne, for hooking us up with a set of premium brake pads to the back. We'll get these installed, but before you get started, you're gonna need a special tool needed to push those brake calipers back in. Let me show you what I'm talking about. You see, normally you just take a C-clamp, put it on the piston caliper and twist it down and it shoves it back into place. You can put your pads in, but not on this thing. You got to have this special tool. Now they're 15-20 bucks. There's a link down below if you want to buy one. You can also go by your local auto parts store and rent one of these for free, and you put it on and you put it away. But don't start the job on the rear brakes until you have one of these tools. So with that being said, let's get into today's project. There are two bolts that hold the caliper onto the bracket here. 14 millimeter. Get in there and break those loose. They should only be about 18 to 20 foot-pounds of torque on those. All right, there she goes. Now she would pull these out by hand. Try this bottom one first. There she is. Set that out of the way. Get this top one. And there she is. We'll put her out of the way as well. Now we can just pull this caliper right off. Just like that. Okay, set that off to the side. And we'll reach in and we'll grab our pads. Take a screwdriver and just kind of work your way. There's that first pad off. Now we'll get this back pad here. Cool. Let's compare the old pads to the new pads. All right, let's compare these. This is a new pad. You can see how much meat there is on that. And you can then look at where we were at, and we were very paper thin. Obviously, time to replace these. So out with those and in with these new ones from CarQuest. And while you're in here, go ahead and inspect your rotors. If you find grooves where your fingernail will catch, then you're going to have either of these turned or replaced. Ours are good, so we're just going to continue on. Now here's where you're going to need that tool. Hopefully you can see this. A normal caliper, you can just push that in. This one here, you have to rotate it and turn it in. And while you're here, notice the direction of these two. They go 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock. So you have to put it back in that same orientation. Take your tool. You're simply going to put the two tabs in the two circles, and you're just going to twist clockwise and reset that down in there. It is currently about a half inch or more extended out. You're going to push that all the way back down. Take the tool, put it on there, and then just start turning. And it may take a minute to free up, but you'll feel it. It'll start twisting down. Just keep going until it bottoms out. Well, it won't bottom out, but get it to where, remember, those spacers are lined up at noon and 6. Then compress down flat. Pull it up. Pretty good. All right, so everything is back in place. Let's grab our pads. Also, look for any visual rust or damage of these little pins and plates here. Usually they come with them. Mine did. I'm choosing to keep these. They're in great shape here in the Southwest. Not a lot of rust. If yours are rusty, they just simply pop out. New ones pop back in. And inside the box, you'll have your brake grease. You're going to apply those to the ears on both sides here, and a little bit back here where that piston rides, and the same way on the other side. Let's go and get these in. them all waxed, greased up. Okay, we'll slide it into place on this back side, find the grooves. And slide them into place. Make sure they're firm up against the rotor. Let's do the front one now. Same thing, they're gonna go in just like that. So we'll wanna put the paste on both sides here on those ears. Once those are greased up good, let's go ahead and set her into place. And tight up against there. Now you'll want to come back and put a little bit of that grease here and here where these two things are going to ride, and then on the back side as well. Okay, once you got that back side there lubed up good, you can now take your caliper and just simply slide it back into place. It should go on like that. You may have to push the little rubber boots in to get them to, but they should. Cool, just like that. Now let's grab those bolts we took out. Take our bolts, and if you want, you could put some anti-seize on here, keep them good. But in the Southwest, we don't worry too much about that. I'll get this bottom one started. We'll get it squared into here. Get our other one over here. Kind of wiggle it around you can, where it drops in. Get them both finger tight, and then grab yourself a 19mm wrench. 19mm wrench, you're going to put it on right here on that back side. That's going to hold that outer pin in place. Then take your 14mm socket and come in here and tighten that up to about, like I said, about 18 to 20 foot-pounds. Now we'll get that bottom one done. Same principle. Find and hold on to the 19mm part right there. Go ahead and now tighten this down and just snug them up. All right, that's it. We're done. Last thing we want to do is start the car. Then you're going to want to pump your brakes just a few times until you can start to feel them come back to life. Just nice and gentle. And you're going to feel them firm up real fast. Okay, now you're ready to go test drive this puppy and see how you did. All right, guys, that wraps up how easy it is to change out the brakes on the rear of your Pontiac G6. It also probably applies to the Chevy Mailbu and probably the Saab 9.3 in those early to mid 2000s. So with that being said, thanks to Wayne down at CarQuest for hooking us up today on this job. And until next time, guys, safe travels. We'll see you next time on Arrowhead Garage.